Do you know how you can immediately tell the difference between a good player and a bad player? It's in the way that they clutch. Every clutch should be played a certain way on every map. I'm talking about positioning, awareness, pathing, and a bunch more. And a lot of the stuff that I'm listing off can be grouped up into movement. The way you position or path with your agent all falls under this umbrella, and it's important that you understand it so you don't look like a bad player. So today, that's what we're going to be talking about. Your movement and how you can improve it to make it look like you're cheating. Let's get started. To start, I'm going to play a clutch that I had from one of my own ranked games, and I want you to tell me what I did wrong.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Flashing through this chamber.
Last player standing.
Oh, I won this round. That means I played it perfectly, right? Wrong. Just because you won a round, that doesn't mean that you played it in the best way possible. This way of thinking plagues a ton of players that are trying to improve. You should always be thinking about how you could have played out rounds better. That's how pros improve, and you should too. But with that out of the way, I wanted to start with the beginning of that clip. There's no need to flash through the wall. We have zero information as to where this Viper is, and I could have waited the wall out and saved my utility. But that's not the big issue here. The issue comes in after I flash through the wall. When I go through, notice how I stop when I'm exposed to 80 different angles. Both sides of pillar, B main, cubby, back sight, sort of. This Viper could be in any of these spots. My teammate called back sight, so I'm looking that way, but we don't know for sure. When my Yoru dies, we can't see her on the minimap. She could be anywhere. But if I'm in this situation next time, I need to keep moving forward until I'm not exposed to all of these random angles. Then, after my chamber dies to the Viper, she either has to be in between these walls of backside or scaling towards the left, towards ladder. After I cleared the left, I realized she could wrap around to the other side. And naturally, I put my crosshair there, check, and win the clutch. But believe it or not, I played this poorly too. When I swing that left side, I need to hug tighter towards pillar, just in case Viper isn't swinging that left side that I checked. There's no guarantee that just because she didn't peek that one side, that she is going to peek the other. If she was good, she could simply wait and create a fake timing in my head and play some mind games. But she didn't do that, and I doo-dooed on her head. So when you're VOD reviewing your game yourself, even if you win, you still need to be asking yourself if you really played the round out as best you can. If you don't, you'll never grow as a player. This is also why saying things like, I got timinged, or darn, that was unlucky, doesn't help you improve. 95% of the time, it isn't luck, but you're just making a sorry excuse to help your ego. Now, if my mistakes that I just showed you weren't obvious to you, then just imagine how many mistakes you're missing in your own gameplay. Over on our website, we go over viewer VODs, review them, and tell you exactly what you're doing wrong and how to get better. We also have other things like Radiant level courses breaking down a wide variety of topics for any level skilled player. We can help you rank up. So quit wasting time and check us out at SkillCapped. We'll be waiting. Next, I want you to take a look at another one of my rounds from my recent rank game. Same rules as before. I want you to tell me exactly what I did wrong.
Shutting them down.
Enemy spotted A. Stay down.
Holy shit, Lucas is out. I'm walled up on A.
Grenade out.
I'm mollied. Could be out.
Brick.
They're out.
Reloading.
I'm
I
getting
can't break
guarded.
it, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Got away, Michael B, Michael B. Did you put the Viper wall up? What, in my back somehow? You didn't do anything wrong, Teets. Your teammates left halls without saying anything. While that answer should get you partial credit, it isn't entirely true. My Viper did leave me without saying a word, but I should have realized that. A good rule of thumb that I like to follow is that if you're not actively fighting, you should pay a bit more attention to your minimap. Now, obviously, I don't mean keeping your eyes glued to it, but you should glance at it frequently to gather information. Had I followed my rule, I would have realized that my Viper hung me out to dry. Here's a good exercise to do if you feel like you're getting put into these types of situations like I did here. Watch a VOD of yourself playing and look at the minimap. After you gather information, ask yourself, am I positioning myself correctly based on the information I have from my minimap? If the answer is no, then that means you aren't looking at your minimap enough. Once you have a game where you can confidently say that you constantly played off your minimap correctly, that means you've mastered the skill for now. Keep in mind that your positioning counts as a part of your movement. To be able to get information efficiently from across the map and play off that correctly is a big skill that even some Immortal players don't have. Had I realized my Viper left, I would have dropped back towards yellow or stairs. These two positions prevent me from getting shot in the back like what just happened. And these types of things happen to you guys too, and I bet you aren't even noticing it. In this VOD review that I did for a subscriber to our website, he almost gets himself killed, but doesn't even know it. Watch this.
Okay, demoneta, acho que os outros.
Alright, stop. Do you see how Jett died in mid as our Reyna walked away from catwalk? This could have been our Reyna. For some reason, her crosshair comes off of tiles and she turns her back to tiles and goes into catwalk. Do you see how if Jett didn't die, Omen would have swung out farther and shot our Reyna in the back? This is where your minimap usage comes into play. But now you might be saying, but Teets, Reyna knew her Jett was holding mid, so she walked away. That's wrong. Jett wasn't holding mid and was looking at who knows what. Had Omen swung out further, he would have gotten 2 easy kills. Then our Reyna would have said something like, dude, the timing, what are you watching, Jett? When in reality, it wasn't a timing thing. You just turned your back from an area the enemy could potentially be in. The correct play would be to keep your crosshair trained on tiles as you slowly backed away into catwalk. All right, now let's look at another round from that same VOD where she makes another similar mistake.
What's in?
Don't know.
66. Shit.
Her team won the round, so she didn't do anything wrong, right? No, Teets, you said earlier that just because you win the round, that doesn't mean that you played it perfectly. Yes. Good job, little Jimmy. You're learning. Reyna, in fact, played this wrong. Very wrong. Yeah, our Reyna did hit some pretty nice op shots and plays off her Cypher well, but towards the end of the round is where she almost throws it away. This last dismiss is extremely troll. We have no idea where this Omen is at. As you know, when you're in a 1v2 situation, you need to find a time to isolate your ones to even out the score. When our Reyna dismisses, she's opening up an opportunity for Omen to isolate her from her Cypher. Like, let's imagine for a moment that he is backside. He hears Reyna dismiss and Cypher go onto the spike. Don't you think that this is a good time to swing out and isolate your gunfights? The right play would have been to simply keep your gun out and get ready to fight with your 1 HP teammate in Cypher. Granted, Cypher also shouldn't have stuck the spike, but like I said, you can't keep blaming your teammates if you want to improve. Now for our last clip, we're going to look at another one of my clutches where literally everyone here makes a mistake. Me, both of the enemies, you'll see. Try and point them out as the clip is playing. Now watch.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
My camera is destroyed.
You're so cold.
So the clip starts with me in a 1 versus 2 and the enemy just planted the spike. They have literally no idea where I'm coming from and I kill the Jett peeking off a pillar. This is mistake number 1. Jett should have tried to use pillar as cover and back up all the way to backside so that she could play for information and with her chamber a lot better. Because she didn't, she exposed herself to too many different angles and I punish her for it. So I keep heading into sight and try to use my spy cam to get some information on where this chamber could possibly be. I, once again, mess up. Look at how exposed I am to the rest of sight. If chamber was backside, a likely spot, I'm dead. All I needed to do was take the couple extra seconds to move behind half wall and play for information more safely. But regardless of my mistake, I didn't get punished. I get a nasty camera tag on this chamber and he starts to literally freak out. All he needed to do was reposition to an angle where he could safely take the tag out and not be exposed to me. He could have gone to ladder or back into B main. From there, he could have removed the tag and played for the spike tap. This would have made the situation a ton harder for me. But instead, he chose to run out into the middle of the open, give me a ton of free information, and I punished him for it. And keep in mind, this is an immortal lobby, top 1%. These players make mistakes too, and a lot of them. So if you can get into the habit of not exposing yourself to multiple angles, you'll find yourself winning a lot more rounds. So hopefully you guys now understand this vital mistake that a lot of players are making. And I'll be honest, I think this is the hardest skill to learn in Valorant. So if you're a lower rank, I wouldn't worry too much about this yet, but for you higher rank players, actively VOD review yourself and make sure that you're not making the same mistake. And do those drills that I mentioned before. They'll help a lot. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel down below. It really does help us out. But before you go, keep in mind that this is all just one of many in-depth guides that we have over on our website. Also, like I mentioned, if you want a chance at having your VOD reviewed, be sure to subscribe to our website at SkillCapped.com. We also have tons of Radiant Smurf commentaries where we have Radiant players walking through exactly how to have the most impact possible in a bunch of different situations. So what are you waiting for? You got nothing to lose. Head on over to SkillCapped.com and get started on your way to that rank that you deserve. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm Teets, and we here at SkillCapped want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.